Morning all, Wednesday the 6th of August. The Abercorn Southern Championships will be judged pretty much 3 weeks today. So some of these have got a bit of moving to do, but I'm sure they will. We've got Essex beforehand. We've got Full Faith. Even though it has been quite cool, but I think we've got a few warmer days coming that these will make it. A bit of bullet on the not so good looking Hallmark plants. I took them out. There's one there, one's gone there, and two there. I think there might be one on the end. Yeah, I think I took about 6 out, which leaves 8. But these are good, healthy plants. I mean, they're full height. In fact, they're probably as tall or taller than the Girt of Twilight, which are the other 2 rows, which are looking reasonable. I had a test flower and the size come out quite well. Possibly a bit on the large size once it goes into water, but then that was one flower on a small plant. These plants will be bigger and more flowers when they come into flower properly in a couple of weeks' time. So they're good. Dave's choice. I need to go through these today. Hopefully I'll get that far. Do the second bud take, that sort of thing. Just budded that one. And these bits as well. So I should get about another 50 out of those. So I've given up on the beans. You know, I want some, they can help themselves. But the tomatoes are still coming. And then today we've got feed, so I'm going to give them a dose of Boost. So dosed, there's 12 bottles there. I think I worked out that's about 4 litres into my diluter, which will, with 5 litres of water, make that about 100 to 1 dilution rate. 100 to 1 concentration to dilute at the 100 to 1. There's Trisha, all coming up now. Wish I'd done all at this time, which was later, but softer. So we learn every year. Because these are a little bit behind. I have had a few buds, and hopefully by the end of the week for the National I'll be having a lot more. But I've got to numbers on the second take, so that's fine. There's only 10 short on the first, but just feel we might have a few sort of flower after some of the others have finished. The Brins still looking good. I think I'll be a bit hopeful for a bud like that for the show, but I think some of these others will make it. I think I'm probably going to have to put the covers up Wednesday next week, which will be about 9 days before the show. Normally go a week before, but it depends where the Wednesdays sit for me to have the time and get the help to put them up. It's the other giants that are making buds, but yeah, not impressed. This is the last bed I need to go through the Dianes, doing the second bud takes. But there's some good strength in there, good height. I mean, I think the pipes are working. I don't normally have them over the tops of the canes at the point of bud. It's just I hope they don't hit the cover. It's Ruskin, Winholm, not Winholm, Tracy. That's just noticed that. I must have missed that one. See that when that happens, you've got a choice. You've got the bud with a leaf on, which generally will always hook the stem, and you've got the nice straight bud there. So I'm going to do that and take that one off, and that will throw up the flower straight. That was Tracy. This is Winholm. Again, we've had some takes on there, and dark. 1 or 2 plants don't look as strong as others, but mostly they are. You can see good strength. And a knot back there, and a wasp. There's not to sting me. And round to the Barbary Surprise. He's got, there it is, 2 hours on them last Wednesday, which seems to have benefited them. They're growing quite well. Light and soft to glean. Again, these later varieties I need to go through for the second run of buds, which ideally would have been Monday, I think, or yesterday, but on the basis that I know that bud is secure, I won't have anything bigger than that that hasn't been side shooted. So really it's stuff like this and there that I'll be counting on, so it should naturally follow on. So whether I did that yesterday, today or Monday, possibly Monday, I might not have got to some of them, but it won't be far off. We're about 26 days from the National as well. Small's not going to take 26 days, but a pea-sized bud now should see us to Kent, and a bit bigger bud should get us to the Southern Championships. So the other bed of Barbary Surprise. Okay, I took very few buds off of this bed yet. There's quite a few there now, so I should have a good go through those today and put their second tie on at the same time. And then we've got the old spotty Marys, which we shall have to see how they come, but there is again plenty of buds. I don't seem to be growing quite at the same rate, but I don't quite seem to be getting any worse. I gave them a spray yesterday of, and I will remember, Cystane, which is a fairly decent fungicide at a fairly decent rate. Whether that thwarts it, holds it, I'm not even sure. It's a fungicide or a fungal issue, but we will try what we try to try and solve these problems. And the Abercorn Sunset did manage to secure some buds, albeit they're hiding in their tips. Whether they hopefully will make it for the Southern, I don't think I'll see much for Essex, but it's a Southern I want them for, and going forwards hopefully stick of ours in at the National. So that's where we're at. Today's going to be feeding, so 4 bottles to 1, so that'll be 3 feeds there. There's 12 bottles, and then, or 3 cans full, and then here we've got the high potash feeds. Still need a bit of stirring. Stir them up. They're obviously red. And those 2 cans are going as well, so that'll be today's feed. Sounds a lot, I suppose it is, but that would dilute into about 5,500 litres of feed fruit, but they're going through the whole plot. That's what I'm doing. Let's see if it works. Right, time to crack on. Saturday the 9th of August. I should creep up here on a Saturday and secure some buds. It's about 23 days to the National, so pretty much securing everything I can lay my fingers on now. I'm saying that I'm decalyxing a pom bud as I speak to you, so hence the distraction. Missed that one. So I've gone through the poms a couple of times. Dave's choice is yet to be secured on this run through, but buds like that should be fine. And the advantage of going through twice beforehand is that generally there isn't any big buds to secure, because I've already secured them in the past 2 passes. But you see now that the first lot are moving on. some of them a bit too well. I think there's a bud like that is going to beat the shows. That's Bryn Turfle, but as you can see there's plenty more, certainly at that stage, and a bit bigger behind them. I've now pretty much secured every bud there is on the Dines, down to some pretty small buds, but they're done, so it should see me through to the National and including. Just made a start on the Brighton Softer Gleam buds. Did do a little knockback on the last one because I had a lot all of the same stage. There's some like that might be alright, but these might just, that might be okay. Take me beyond the National and into Surrey. The other giants, the one decent plant of Eggy White, that should make a show, so should the other bud. And I did give these a spray of fungicide to see if I could hold off this foliage problem. Not sure if it has or not, but the plants are still growing, the buds are still coming, so we'll just carry on and see what happens. And that's probably one of the more advanced buds of Abercorn Sunrise. But there's a few in there now, so hopefully I'll have a few for the first, certainly 2 or 3 shows. Didn't really realise it was that much later than everything else. So it's good. See you soon. Tuesday the 12th, 5:15 in the morning. I had about 27, 28 degrees yesterday, got 30 degrees to come today, so that moves things along a bit. And nearly finished my bud take, which is one around the National. Just got the last 2 miniatures to do. Doesn't really change much because I'm just taking what's there. As you can see, the giants are starting to unfurl a bit. Might waste 2 or 3 blooms there. And Dines are out to sort of button buds, so they'll probably be okay. It's probably one of the earliest Tracy Dine ones. Winholm, and that could be the only concern, is whether the buds flower below the covers. Barbary Surprise starting to strengthen up a little bit, particularly this bed, which is a week older than the other one. Softer Gleams, got a bit carried away on the last take and didn't find as many as I would like on the one. Probably still got to 80 or 90 buds, but would have wanted more. But they don't like a little dink. If you give them a little dink, they tend to knock them back a few days further than most other varieties. And this is the other bed of Surprise, which I'd say is about a week behind the other one, but pretty much every bud secured. And most of the plants now I've gone through, I'm probably 95+% secured. Louis and Aggies, an Aggie coming out there, but amazingly the flower buds look quite powerful considering the plant areas. And the Abercorn Sunrise. So I just want to get this job done today, this budding, or this morning before work, and then tomorrow we'll be feeding and third ties, because some of these could do with it, and then hopefully enough time to get the covers up. Saturday the 16th of August. This will be the last bit before we get to showtime. So the bombs are coming through. Obviously there's going to be a few early ones, but I've still got another couple of 3 days in it on Gertler, which is fine because there's plenty coming behind it. and the size seems reasonably good. Odd few on the hallmark. Obviously I've pulled some plants out that I wasn't happy with, but there's one in there that's quite reasonable, so like that would be good. Dave's choice, I should have it for Essex, so we'll be cutting a week today. So any of this sort of stuff probably will get me to Essex, and then the rest follows on. But they look quite nice, strong. Can't see much flush in them, but as long as they're decent flowers, flush or not. The Narrows Trisha, again, I'm hoping buds like that might make Essex. Good stems on them, and then the rest are behind, following behind. I had the third and last tie yesterday, so it's at the top of the canes. That's one that's probably the furthest out. It's the oddball one really, but that wasn't hardly open yesterday. Hopefully the weather's cooling down a little bit, enough to help the opening of the blooms, but not so much to slow them down. This is probably the most advanced Bryn, and that's got probably a good couple of days in that yet, and a bit more in its depth. I've got my large ring here, and that ain't going over, so another couple of inches, probably an inch and a half to go on that while it finishes, so they'll be fine. Following through, Ruskin Diane, again a lot at this stage, and behind and in front, so hopefully that'll be okay. Covers are holding up well. Tracy Diane, that's about the most advanced, has got a nice flush to it, just opening up now. I can see at least 2 yellow ones. I did think at one point I might have mixed them up a little bit, especially when I found a label saying Winholm Diane in the tray. This is the Winholm, again very much the same sort of stage, that to ones that are just flicking off the buds, so we should just limp into Essex with some of those. And the Dark Diane, which currently I'm trying to work out whether it is dark or not. Depends what you compare, I suppose. That looks fairly light, but so does that. So I think it's going to just be one of those that I can never quite nail down, whereas that one does seem dark, but it's how many of them. There's quite a few coming through now, so they're dark. That's probably dark. There's a few lights amongst them, so I think it's going to be one of those stories, and nearly but not quite. The Barbary Surprise, so this is the first bed. There's plenty of that. There's not much more than that. There's one that I allowed to come early. There's a lot of this stage, if they make it, I might just get a vase out of them. This is the long way around it. The odd earlier one, which has still got plenty in the middle. The light's a bit funny because it's 5:45 in the morning. Bright Soft to Gleam. Again, this will be the one that I'll sweat on the most. Most of the first flowers have come from this bed, but they're all buds. Plenty of petal in them, but no signs of flicking, so we'll have to hope and see what comes from there. Same for the second bed. A few bits of colour, but not much. Second bed of surprise. I've got one there, and the rest are further behind buds, which hopefully will take me well to the National. This is the other giants. These are literally just starting to pop open. Form's okay. There's a scruffy one up there, which I'm not happy with the health of these plants really. And then you get that sort of ugly thing there, scruffy, but you always get a few. And there's some Louis up there that are opening, but I think these might just about hold on. Don't need something like that. Some of the more open blooms will probably pass the shows by. And the Marys, they've got this spotting on the leaf, the measles. As you can see, I have given them a couple of sprays. They are opening. I'm not sure what they're going to look like when they open. Whether they'll be showable blooms or not. I'm not sure whether it's fungal, bacterial, or anything, so I've sprayed just in case. There's plenty of buds. It's whether they'll be good enough to show, which does make me happy that I have got a backup in Dave's Choice. So that's where we're at. Covers are on, as I've probably said multiple times now. The plants are good. Just going through, getting these last ties on, double checking that I've just budded everything that is there, and mostly I have. And just now watering, probably one more feed, one more spray, and just get myself to the shows, and hopefully, like the wedding, get myself there on time. But we shall see. Next time we see this lot, hopefully there'll be a lot of colour, and we'll be cutting for shows. Good luck everyone. Hope you find what you want.